Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to explain how to create your first proposal using the Alchemy, which is Daostack's DAO interface. So first, let's move towards a DAO. I'm going to be creating my proposal in the Genesis Alpha. Now, before you start creating a proposal, you have to choose in which scheme you're going to create it. I'm going to do a contribution proposal. So I'm going to click on contribution reward. Here you can see some proposals that already have been submitted in Genesis Alpha. Now, to interact with the DAO, you will have to connect your Web3 wallet. In this case, I will be using MetaMask. So I'm going to sign in MetaMask. Here, gonna slowly sign in. So now I logged into MetaMask. Yes, so now I logged into MetaMask. Be sure to be on your main network. Automatically, the wallet will connect with Alchemy's interface. I'm gonna click on the upper right icon, which is basically my account icon. This is where my address, my name, the funds, and my reputation are kind of stored. So I click on it. And what you want to do is you want to assign your address with a human readable name. So in this case, I used my own name, Ruben Russell, but sometimes you can also do a pseudonym, depending what kind of DAO you are in. Then you want to maybe add a little small description so people can read who you are, and also link your social verification. Here you can also see the amount of gen this address holds, and also the amount of reputation it holds percentage-wise, and the Ether address. Now I want to maybe add something. Let's say I want to add I'm a DAO pioneer, and I click submit. Now automatically my MetaMask wallet will give a pop-up where I can sign the transaction. Please mind this is in Dutch, so I hope that's not a problem for you. But you click sign, and then this data input will be signed by your address. All right, so let's go back to home. Let's go to contribution reward and click on the upper right button, which you can see here is with a plus new proposal. Now, these are the various text fields that you can fill in. And before I dive into this, I do have to say it is very important when you write a proposal or your first proposal, you have to be very much aware in what organization you are part of. You have to be aware of the goal and the purpose of the organization, and this will help you writing your proposal, writing meaningful proposals, and also being more likely to be accepted by the organization. So for example, if I'm in an organization that wants to do agriculture and I write a proposal about using the agricultural or using the piece of land to build an oil factory, there is a high chance this proposal will not pass because it's not in the goal of the DAO, which is to do agriculture and create or plant food for a nation or an area. So, all right. So now back to the text boxes. As you can see here, there are various text boxes which you can enter. There's also a small message. I don't know if you can read this, but what it says is this proposal can send Ethereum or other ERC20 tokens, mint new DAO tokens, and mint or slash reputation in the DAO. Each proposal can have one of each of these actions. So for example, 100 rep You can ask for 100 rep in each proposal when you complete a project, and also 0.05 ETH for covering the expenses such as transaction costs, etc. Now, what you want to do is create an interesting title, something that is catchy for the eye. Shortly create a description about what you want to propose, what you want to create. For example, I am going to create a couple of videos for different new members that are using the Alchemy's interface. So I would write, and then describe how I will do this. Also, what is highly recommended is to create an external document, maybe a Word doc file or a Word X spreadsheet, a PDF file, or even a video where you can describe your proposal in a more creative way or a more detailed way. So, for example, for this, Daostack has created a couple of proposal templates, one in Google Docs. Here you can see the proposal template in Google Docs, which gives you an idea of how the structure of the proposal should be. So, for example, you would give the title of your proposal, a short pitch, describe your proposal, who is working on this proposal, and what are the details of each of the authors that author that is creating this proposal, the proposal outline, what are the funds that you request, and what is the reputation that you need to complete this, or that you would want to have from the DAO when you complete this proposal, other resources that you would need for this proposal, and also documents that are that are linked to the proposal. Then you have a table where you can fill in the deliverables. What are the exact deliverables that you will deliver with this proposal? How long will it take to deliver these deliverables? And also, what is the timeline? So what is the period it's going to take to complete this proposal? Is it going to take 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, and with exact dates? How are you going to report to this project? Will you do this by doing reports in the weekly calls? Will you create video reports? Just use your creative mind. Everything is basically possible as long as the goal is reached. Now, how does this proposal promote the DAO's objective? It's good to give 1 or 2 sentences or a small paragraph where you explain why this proposal can benefit the DAO which you're part of, and other material and links. Now, I have just shown you the Google Doc proposal template, but there's also a spreadsheet proposal template, where you can I already have kind of filled in part of the spreadsheet proposal template. Here you have kind of the same structure, but it is in spreadsheets, so it has some couple of features, such as you can choose instead of writing, some buttons included in this template. A better overview on the deliverables and better overview on timeline, and other functions that you can add with spreadsheets that you can't have in Google Docs. Now let's go back to Alchemy Daostack, the filling in the proposal. So we created a title. I've also created a short description. Here you can kind of write it down you can even add images, you can add code, you can add hyperlinks, and you can preview it to see how it will be how it looks through the Alchemy interface. I've also linked the spreadsheet URL as an additional document. Here you are required to put in your Ethereum public key or your Ethereum address. This is important so that the DAO knows who it needs to reward and where it needs to allocate the funds once this proposal is passed. So I'm going to add my Ethereum address. Just a second here. All right. and I add my Ethereum address. For this proposal, I am not going to ask any Ethereum for funds, but I do want to ask a couple of reputation. I think 200 reputation would be enough for 4 videos. This will then, once this proposal passes, the DAO will allocate 200 reputation points towards my address, which will give me in return maybe a higher voting power within the organization. I would also like some extra gen, so I can also participate in staking, which will be explained in another video. And then you click submit proposal once all the fields are filled in. What this will do right now, it will communicate with your MetaMask wallet. MetaMask will create a pop-up window where you can sign or accept the transaction that you're going to submit the proposal. So when you click submit proposal, you will have to sign the transaction via MetaMask. This means that your proposal or your interaction with the DAO will be recorded on the Ethereum blockchain. And here you can see the amount of fees that the transaction will cost. In this case, right now, it will cost me about $1, which I find too high. So I'll go to edit and choose advanced. And here I can change my gas price, lower it a little bit. So 50 cents, and I save it. And once it's saved, I can click accept. So I have not submitted the proposal due to the lack of due to the transaction cost and also all the information that is lacking in the proposal. I just wanted to give you a simple instruction how to fill in your first proposal. So when your proposal is submitted, it will pop up into the regular proposal queue. This is where all the proposals come. The first proposals come when they're submitted. Here, here automatically, at least in this, according to the schemes that this DAO has and the parameters that the Genesis Alpha is working on, the DAO will stake 150 gen against the proposal to incentivize stakers to stake for the proposal. I will talk about exactly what staking is in the next video, but this is just to understand what this all means. Here, the other members can then start to vote for your proposal and stake for your proposal. You also will see the amount of time the proposal is, how much time is left until the end of the proposal or the end of the voting and staking period. If the proposal has been staked a lot, it will jump into the pending proposals. Here, the members can still vote and they can still stake to see if this proposal passes. Staking is kind of a prediction. You can predict if the proposal is valuable or not for the ultimate goal or purpose of the DAO. And once this is staked in a certain amount, then the proposal will jump to the boosted proposals. Now, this is all process of, which will also be explained in later videos, process of the holographic consensus, which is Daostack's mechanism to create a resilient and scalable decision-making process, and to make it easier for members to vote and focus on proposals that are meaningful. Now, let's take a look at one of these boosted proposals. Once again, this is not, disclaimer first, this is not sponsored or here. I'm not here to promote any proposals. So I'm going to click on Mark Pereira's proposal for Daostack's mobile app. Here you can see he described a little bit what the proposal is about. There is 1,000 gen that have staked 4, and about 4 votes have voted for this proposal to pass. His request is about 10 Ethereum, 100 Gen, and 0.27% reputation. He also added there's also a discussion kind of commenting area. This commenting area can let members kind of discuss about things that they like about the proposal, or things that they dislike, things that have to be improved, or things that have to be removed. He also added an attachment. I'm going to click on the attachment, which is a Google Doc. This Google Doc describes more detailed what he means with creating a mobile application for the Alchemy DAO, or the Alchemy interface. So here you have it. Here he describes kind of, how he's gonna deliver, what it's gonna look like, etc., etc. So this is just a minor example of how a proposal could look like. So now that we know how to create a proposal, in the next video we will talk about and explain how to vote for a proposal. Till next time.